everybody, welcome to my channel. My name's Mel. Thank you so much for joining me today for my Make Me Read Readathon TBR. 2 weeks of September, my amazing BookTube friends Ellie from Elle Grey Books, Paige from Pages with Paige, and Helen from Helen's Bookhaven will be running the Make Me Read Readathon. The idea behind this readathon is basically that we give a certain amount of the control over what we read over to our friends and our followers. So the idea is that you create polls. You can create as few or as many polls as you want. You select a certain number of books for each poll, and then you let the people decide. You can do this on any social media platform that you want to. I decided to do the polls on Twitter. So it is Friday the 26th of August today. I put a few polls up on Wednesday and they ran until this morning at 9 o'clock. So now that has been decided for me. Like I said, it's at the end of September, but I wanted to get this TBR up and let you know what I'll be reading for the Make Me Read Readathon that happens in the last 2 weeks of September. So in September I am also doing Becca's Bookathon. I will link my TBR for that in the description below so you can see what books I have that I already am supposed to be reading in September. I also have the Last to Read Book Club book which I have to read as part of the book club that I run with Ellie and Lara from Lore and Lullabies. So I will link in the announcement video where I talk through all the books that we'll be reading till the end of the year, which includes September as well. And I also have the second book of the Graceling read-along that I need to read in September. So myself, Bethany from Beautifully Bookish Bethany, and Cara from Wild Book Garden are running a Graceling read-along starting this month in August, skipping December and going through till January next year. We'll be reading all the books currently out and the book that comes out in November. So those books needed to be accounted for as well. So what I did was, like I said, I created some polls, and a couple of those polls included books that were either from my Bookathon TBR or were book club books, just so that I know that, because it's the last 2 weeks, what I'll potentially be reading in the last 2 weeks of September and then what I will need to read before the Make Me Read Readathon. So I'll go through now and let you know all the books that I had in the polls and then tell you which books won. I did this on Twitter, which I think I said already. The first poll that I put up was a book club read. So I basically just put Vespertine, which is the Last to Read book club for September, and Fire, which is the Graceling read-along book for September, against each other, just to see which one I would read in the second half of September and which one I'd read in the first half of September. And Fire, which is, like I said, the second Graceling book, won by 58%. So I'll be reading Fire throughout the Make Me Read Readathon. The next poll that I put up, I decided to go for some of my self-destruct books because I have quite a few left that I haven't read yet. I will link my video with this one below as well. In January, midway through January this year, I put up a video talking about, I think I had 8 books that I would need to read within the year, or I would need to unhaul them if I hadn't read them. So I've slowly been doing things with that, whether it be reading, unhauling, etc. But like I said, I still have a few left. So I wanted to get one of those on the TBR for September because we're getting closer and closer towards the end of the year. So yeah. So the books that I put up were A Splendid Ruin, The Poison Tree, or The Secrets We Kept. And The Secrets We Kept won with 50% of the vote, so I'll be reading that one in the last 2 weeks of September. Then I did another poll and I decided to call this one Some Crime. This was because I have 2 sort of thriller mystery books that I have on my Becca's Bookathon TBR. So I wanted to not have to basically end up reading all of my Bookathon TBR in the first 2 weeks. So I put some in to see which one I'd read in the last 2 weeks, and then hopefully potentially I'll be able to read the other one in the first 2 weeks. So those books were The Whisperman and Mostmortem, and Whisperman won with 58%. And then the final poll that I did was Alice Oseman's works, because I am reading Alice Oseman's books at the moment, and I am vlogging that, so at some point there'll be a vlog talking about all the books Alice Oseman has written and what I thought of them. But anyway, so I wanted to try and get one of those in for September as well, because I have not read any since I read the first one that I read. The books were Radio Silence, I Was Born for This, or Loveless, and according to Twitter, the Radio Silence and Loveless both won, but Radio Silence had 38%, whereas Loveless had 37%. So I think I'm going to go with Radio Silence because it just beat Loveless. So yeah, they were 4 polls that I put up to decide the books that I would read in the latter half of September. I can potentially read 4 books in 2 weeks, but I'm not a super fast reader. I know there are people out there who read 15, 20, even 30 books a month. I definitely cannot do that. Although some of these books that I have talked about for the second half of the month are books that I'm going to probably get through quite quickly. I'm currently reading Graceling, which I'm flying through, so I should imagine Fire I will fly through as well. I often read crime, mystery books quicker than the big high fantasy type books, and Alice Oseman, the first one of those that I read, I found quite quick to read as well. So I'm anticipating that I will probably be able to read 4 books. If I get through the 4 and there's more time left of the month and I don't have other stuff left over from the first half of the month, then I will either put up another poll or I'll just go back and read one of the, like, Loveless, because that's so close. I'm not 100% sure what I'll do, but keep an eye out on my Twitter, which is down below, so there might be another poll on there. But yes, that is what I'll be reading for the Make Me Read Readathon. Obviously, Ellie's announcement video and also Paige and Helen's announcement videos and their TBR videos, which I think are one and the same for all of them, will be in the description below. You should definitely go and subscribe to their channels because they are wonderful people and amazing booktubers. You should go and subscribe to all of the people who I have talked about in this video, which is quite a lot of people, but they're all really wonderful, and you should definitely subscribe to all of their channels. Let me know in the comments below if you're taking part in the Make Me Read Readathon, if you have read any of the books that I have put up on my polls or that I will end up reading. Let me know all of that in the comments below. If you would like to leave me a comment but you don't know what, then leave me some kind of like dice or statistic or poll emoji if there is such a thing. All of my social media details are listed in the description below, so if you'd like to go and follow me on any of those other platforms, please feel free to do so. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would absolutely love it if you would subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. And yeah, like I said, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.